Welcome to the New Letter Life Finance channel. Today I'm going to share with you the basics of budgeting. What is a budget? Well, a budget is simply a tool. It's like a GPS for your car. You type in the address, it gets you from point A to point B effectively and efficiently. If you don't put in an address, you're going to go nowhere. If you put in the wrong address, you're going to go somewhere you don't want to be. So budgets are extremely effective in getting us to where we want to be financially. But the most important part of the budget is the driver. That's you. That's you and me. We're the most important part of this. And understanding who we are as humans, whether we're spenders or whether we're savers, will go a long way in helping us put in our address, so to say, into the budget and allotting the money in the places it needs to be. Why are budgets important? Well, budgets are important because it gives us financial control. We have control over our finances. It helps prevent overspending, and it helps identify waste and even eliminate waste in our spending. Nobody likes the waste that we see when we've decided to do a budget and all of a sudden we see all of these subscriptions coming out that we don't even use anymore. It helps us to achieve our goals. Okay, that's the reason why it's important to have a budget. We get to achieve goals. It helps us to set priorities and to track our progress. It also helps us to fund an emergency fund. Emergency funds are extremely important for when you need to get a new tire put on or an unexpected medical bill comes up. We don't want to be adding debt to our lives, and that's why we would get an emergency fund. It improves our decision making. We can look at our budget, see simply if we have the finances to buy the thing that we want to buy or we don't. So that'll help us make decisions, especially when we make those together as a couple. But if you're by yourself and you're disciplined, you can be able to look at your budget and see if you can buy that thing or you can't buy it. It encourages us to save and invest. So if there's a thing you want to buy and it's a large ticket item, maybe a car, maybe save down for a down payment on a home, this helps us and encourages us to put expendable income into those categories so that we can meet that goal that we have. It reduces stress. It reduces a ton amount of stress. And financial stress takes tolls on people and on families. And when we can manage it through budget, through doing a budget, then we're going to be prepared for the future, and our stresses will be minimized. Enhances accountability. So my wife and I, we do our finances together. We can look at the thing together, or she'll come to me sometimes, say, hey, I want to get this. Can we get this? And I'll look at my budget. I'll look under that line item and I'll say, oh, yes, we can. We have enough in there. Or no, we don't. And then we would, act accordingly at that point. Now, there are different budgeting methods. Okay, I'm just going to grab two. I'm going to combine two of them together. But the first one would be the cash. The envelope system. It's a cash-based system, okay? So I think we're all familiar with this. Dave Ramsey talks about this a lot, and there's some benefits to this for sure. And that would be taking cash out at each paycheck. And then making an envelope with you can have one envelope have eating out. You can have one envelope have groceries, clothing. And then you just simply take the amount of money you want to allot to each one, put it in there, spend from each category as you will. Once you run out of money, then that's it. You can't spend any more until the next paycheck. And then the second one is what I do. And I do a combination of the zero-based budgeting and the line item budgeting. Okay, and this is simply you just get a budgeting program, or you write it down, or however you want to do it. And the point of it is you take your income and you get it all the way down to zero. You just put the money in each category. You make up all these categories. You put your money into each category until you have no more money left. Okay, The line item part of it, the line item budgeting part of it is detailing it. It gets really detailed. So I like this stuff. I like budgeting. I like seeing where my money's going. I like every aspect of this. So I will put make up different line items. I have for homeschooling, I have for clothing, I have for eating out, I have for spending money, I have for groceries, I have for car repairs. I have all of these different categories and I put money in those. And then at the end of the month, if there's money left over in there, I can do one of two things with it. I can take it and put it towards debt. I can take it and put it towards savings. I can take it and spend it on something else that I want. If at the end of the month, if we spent too much in groceries, and let's say we have one more run to the grocery store we have to make. So I'll go and I can go through and I can see all the areas where I have money left over and I can pull from that and put down in there. So I'm not going into debt. I'm not putting it on a credit card and then not paying it off at the end of the year or at the end of the month. I'm sorry. So how do you track your income and expenses effectively? Well, first of all, you got to set up a system. Okay, that's the most important thing. You can set that system can be manual. You use a pen and paper. You can use spreadsheets, Excel. However you want to do that, you can get apps. There's a bunch of apps out there. Like Dave Ramsey has Every Dollar app. There's YNAB, which is what I use, which means you need a budget. There's Mint. There's a whole bunch of different apps. You can go out and you can get a lot of these apps for free for like 30 days or 2 weeks, and you can just play with them and see which one fits you the best. There's also software like Quicken and personal finance software out there too that you could use. Another way you could track your income and expenses is to make sure that you break your finances into clear categories. You have your income and you have your expenses. So your income obviously is your salary, your side hustles, your rental income, any payments that come into you, that would be your income. And then you have expenses. You have three types of expenses. You have fixed, variable, and periodic. Okay, fixed is like your rent, mortgage, it's your insurance, it's your subscriptions. It's those dollar amounts don't change on those bills. Then you have variable, which is groceries, utilities, entertainment, things like that, where the like your grocery bill, you could spend $200 at the grocery store one week, $300 the next week, and then it changes all the time. Those are variable. Your utilities, your electric bill 1 month could be $150, the next month it could be $150. Okay, so you want to record every transaction you want to record. Consistency is the key here. Okay, logging every transaction as soon as you can is super important, because then you won't forget. If you forget to do it, or you wait too long to do it, let's say you wait a week to do a week's worth of transactions, it is painful to sit there and put each and every one of those little dollar amounts in there. Trust me, I try to do it 2 or 3 times a day. You can also automate them though too. A lot of these apps have automation to where you can just link your bank account to it and it'll download it for you. And then all you have to do is put the money in the different categories. And obviously you can use the cash envelopes too to record every transaction. That's just simple. You just, whatever money you use, whatever money's left in there, that's what you have to use. Doing this budget helps you to review and analyze your spending patterns, okay? You get to look for trends in your spending. You can identify some areas that you need to cut back in. You can see where things are maybe there's some leakage in your budget. That's like small unnecessary expenses, that add up over time. So it's just reviewing and analyzing your spending patterns is extremely important. You have to stay disciplined with this. You got to stick with your budget to avoid unnecessary splurges, but you also want to be able to reward yourself too for maintaining for staying on track. But you got to keep that, modest. You can't go crazy with it. But you want to set goals, like assign spending limits to each category. based on like your income and priorities. I hope that helped you and was valuable to you. I should be putting out a video on savers and spenders, and I'll have a little quiz attached to that to see if you know what you are. And that'll be an extremely helpful video to help you understand who you are. So thank you very much for visiting my channel. Like and subscribe. And if you find it valuable, thank you.